Good morning, people. How you doing? I'm Craig here on the Bannock. You know, I was just thinking what I was doing today, other than probably doing a little bit on that shop house. But I just bush cut, you know, with a trimmer, the kind of the garden area, and it's already like a foot tall now. But I'm bringing in some cement rings for the garden. Should be delivered today, so I know I'm going to have to come in. I'm just going to go ahead and bush cut that again today. This morning, went to the Sunday market this morning, and I mean, they had a bunch of stuff. I had a bunch of ideas, but I didn't really buy a whole lot. I bought an old, really old kind of antique picture frame, and then I bought this old switch box, mostly because I need it, but because it's that, these switch boxes, you have to put them on a box. And this one comes with the box that you mount to the wall, plus the box that mounts to the box, which is weird, but that's the way it is. And of course, this is how far I got. Remember, previous video was just smashing this, although now, everything I'm reading, all the guys are saying, don't use rubble for foundation. But technically, I'm not using the rubble for the foundation. I gotta get in here and turn this off, I think. Yeah. I had the water. I had the water on. Let me turn this off here. Yeah. And I can open this, and boom, more fresh water. So I guess what I'm going to do, hopefully, well, bush cutting, that takes a lot out of you too. Might be the only thing I get done today. The pond also has these lilies in it. I don't know if you've ever seen these before. But they don't, I think they're probably more invasive. It's just the red ones. I mean, they're good because the fish get to hide underneath them, away from birds and stuff, but I never really see any big old flowers coming out of there. I do see, again, we have more nests. I like filming the nests. But yeah. So I'll do some bush cutting, and then I'm gonna do a little more looking at about the rubble, because basically what everybody's saying about rubble is that if you're using for rubble for foundation, it makes the foundation kind of there's always you get settling and stuff afterwards, and so that can result in cracks of your foundation and stuff like that because of the voids, the spaces between all the rubble. But I'm not really doing that. I'm not really using the rubble for the foundation, because the foundation in this building is already set. With this rubble here, I'm really just, I don't know, adding to the foundation. Well, my idea though, of course, with the sand was to put the sand in here and then water it, so the sand runs off into all the little voids, and then, try and fill the voids as much as possible. And then more sand goes on top, and then I'm putting the iron across it and everything, so it's kind of like I'm making a new foundation with some rubble underneath, I guess. Because most of what everybody was saying about don't use rubble was using it kind of like, oh, you're gonna fill the whole area with rubble and then you're gonna pour cement on top of it so you can use less cement. And that's not what I'm doing though. I'm using some rubble, but I'm getting sand all over the top of it, plus rebar cross-hatched and then the cement. So anyway, I'm gonna look at it a little more. If push comes to shove, I'll have to dig all this stuff up and throw it over here on the side, because this is not on the sides of this shop house where all the rubble is not for building a foundation. The rubble field is to kind of slow any erosional processes that happen from massive amounts of rain and flooding. Keep that kind of dirt there or whatever, let it settle down into that, because there'll be a wooden deck over the top of it. And I was thinking this morning also with this side, because you know, you're constantly evolving on the farm, you want to do stuff, and so in this area where this debris field will be, and the deck out here, that I'll probably wind up having to make the deck like in, let's say, I don't know, 3 or 4 pieces that maybe stand alone. You know, they have footers on them. Basically they can be removed. They can be lifted up and carried out, you know, with a few people. But they can be lifted up and carried out, because this area right here, I might need, this whole space is wide enough, so I might need this space to get a backhoe or get the macro guy to travel back here to the other side of the area back there to do work or whatever. So you gotta have access. If I'm in my water tanks and stuff are back there, if I plan on building a much bigger water tank because we're changing things, you know, more demand for water, those 3 tanks are small they're just for us, the wife and I, my wife. So as you expand, you need more water. I'm probably gonna need bigger tanks. And doing all that manual labor back there, do that. You know, I don't even want other people to do it manually. So probably be easier to bring a macro guy, drive back there, and rip everything out, smooth it all out, everything like that, and pick up the cement rings from here, and carry them back there, put them back in, or the fiberglass tank even, or whatever. Much easier with macro access. He already was able to go around this whole pond all the way to that little that other cement structure over there. So he does have access. The little macro units have access all about 3/4 away around the pond. They just don't have access back here, but they can if they use that side of the building space. But initially I'll put the deck out there. There'll be a deck here too, but I won't. This will probably be a little bit more cemented and permanent, because I don't. You're not gonna get a macro on this side. Might need to get a macro a little bit in here. Push a bunch more dirt over there. The bank is eroding on this side, but I'm trying to stop that before. Actually, maybe I can put the rubble there. I did read that rubble can be used to shore up the bank. You could just pile it up all over there. Don't know how the cement will affect the water, but probably be all right. We just pile it up, man. Like a rock wall. Well, all right, let me get that bush cutter going and see what else I can do today. Back at you. Well, I'm done with the bush cutting and the little garden area. So when those rings get delivered, I'm probably gonna put them intermittent, 2 different rows maybe, just right up in there, maybe in the middle, so it looks a little bit more symmetrical. Right now, gotta go pick mangoes. And those mangoes will be way too ripe right now. Probably fall on the ground. There's probably already a bunch of them on the ground. Maybe I should bring a wheelbarrow. That'll be enough. One of the other things I have to do today is get up there on that bamboo ladder, fix the rest of them lights. I don't like bamboo ladders. So this tree is full of mangoes. Many of them already on the ground. Ate up by the birds. Birds eat good around here, man. But I'm gonna have to take my handy mango catcher. Catch some mangoes. This batch ought to do it for now. Nice. Well, I did take delivery on the cement planters. You know, it's got a solid bottom. Got a hole in it, you just punch a hole in the bottom. And water can get out of there. But I figured I'd take a shot at it from up here, see how it looked. I got 15 of them, but you can see from up here. I'll put them in 2 rows of 5 there, and then actually, I think it's a single row of 5 on the other side of this tree. Come down here and see if you can see it. Yeah. Right underneath that tree there. Yeah, so I got a single row going out that way, and I got all them other ones over there. And you know, the design is that, or you know, by design or whatever, the garden area down there will be better suited to, you know, grow stuff that won't get totally flooded, because that is a flood zone. I mean, it took, you know, I made rows for the water and stuff to drain to when we first built it. Took a lot of digging. Did a lot of digging. A lot of manual labor setting that garden up, but that was a fail, man, because just too much water. But with these, I think it'll be a sight better. One, we got trees in there now, interdispersed, so they'll probably root well. If they're not, you know, they'll probably take hold. Hopefully not too many major floods after this last month or 2. And then we'll plant some stuff in there, and the water will rain and drain right out of there. The weeds will be easy to pull out, and And it'll be super easy to go bush cut because you won't have to worry about chopping down your vegetables or whatever, you know. You just go in there and cut right through everything. I gotta stop my squeaky wheel over there. The wind picks up. I mean, that's what I want it for, but I think I'm gonna make it, you know, put some oil on this baby or something. Because, yeah, making noise. Like when you're in the house, you can hear the airplane propeller there. When I went to the market this morning, I looked for an actual, like a, you know, propeller, like a trolling motor propeller or like that. Sometimes they have the old propellers from the old long boats or this or that. So I wanted to try and get one that had a hole in it where I could bolt it to a rod that fits in my handheld drill, so I can do that. But push comes to shove, I suppose I could just take a flat piece of metal and twist it in a vise, so it's kind of like a prop, and do something like that. So I want to try and make my own trolling motor that way. I want to use that, you know, the cement mixer drill, paint mixer drill head that I got, but it's a big old fat one. I can't get it into the drill without welding something to make it, you know. I don't need to do that unless I find the adapter. It goes from like a 3/4 whatever it is down to an 1/8, but I'm not sure there are those. They have to be one adapter and then another one and then another one. Probably easier just to make my own prop and bolt it to a rod or something. Yeah, something to do. Not that my boat needs a trolling motor in the pond, but why not? Alright guys, well, it's a nice sunny day here on the Knock. And it's looking good, so let me go enjoy the rest of my day. You enjoy the rest of yours. Keep watching.